right, everyone. Welcome to the DCUO Project Podcast, Episode 4. We are back again. Joining me again is my co-host, Glenn, our resident PC expert. We're also joined by the Contract Killers, PlayStation 3 Villains League. We've also got from the Lifted Research Group, another PlayStation villain, Crappy Heels. And we have a special guest tonight who also plays on the PC. He's in Glenn's league. What is it? Dark Sanctum? His name is Liam. So, Liam, thanks for joining us tonight and, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
And everybody else, welcome. Thanks for joining us for episode 4.
Jeez, and don't even introduce any of us. Gosh.
Yeah, we did. Oh, the Contract Killers. I'm sorry. It's Jay, Kaiser, and Ninja. I do apologize, man. I did mess up the intro, man.
So don't worry
it's
about
Ninja,
folks. He's just a little hopped up tonight.
No pressure.
It's all good. I'll get on track, man. You guys will get me on track. So
no one cares about them anyways. So.
Oh,
well, thank you.
Thanks. We know this.
You guys are already famous.
Hey, do you need a fan, maybe?
You guys are already famous. Contract Killers are already famous.
I'll just say fan, and that's the end of that.
Alternate is OP, nerf it.
You guys have been ganking. You guys have been ganking the replacements. You guys are famous. I don't have to introduce you guys. Come on.
We do what we can. You guys better not be teabagging.
You can't teabag anymore. So anyway, we're already getting off topic. As everyone knows that plays this game this week, the new update come out, update 25, and they also had the new DLC 7 Origin Crisis on the test server. So let's get right into it. Let's cover update 25, guys. So let's begin. Where do you guys want to begin? Maybe the PvP?
We're definitely going to start with the PvP because, one of the things they did is the new cycle of armor. One of the cool things they did is they started everybody out fresh, but, that's kind of been the biggest problem, too, because people who spend their replay badges have got tier 4 already.
Ooh.
I'm not a big fan of it. I feel like I had to suffer through all the ranks of getting my PvP gear, and now someone could just go spend some cash in the vendor and get gear that's almost good as my T4 gear. And I did all that work, all that frustrating crap.
Yeah, but on the opposite side, though, I mean, if they just kept going, it would get so unbalanced, like, congratulations, you did all your work for your tier 4 gear. Now beat on Bloodbat, they needed to close it because with no losing prize, the guy in Bloodbat's never going to get off of Bloodbat if it's checkmate versus old Bloodbat.
Well, they needed to do something to organize that instead of, I don't know. I guess it works out either way.
I personally like it. I got no problem with the update.
I like it too. I think it's great. I think it's great for people just starting out. They don't have to go in and get their butts whooped every time and just say, forget it, I'm never doing this again.
I'm still running into situations where I'm getting my ass kicked. I'm only in tier 3, and I've seen tier 4 already out there. So it's just...
Unless... Mate in tier 4, and, they changed the gear to where it's really not a huge ass jump every time you gear up. I mean, of course, everything's in green, but it's a couple points only, right? So it's supposed to give that sense of you're getting an advantage, but not that much of an advantage. And it's kind of supposed to be that way. So people
that's what they even said, too.
PvP.
Well, the problem isn't with the new update 25, it's with the replay badges.
Yep.
Those are never going away, though.
Yeah. They need, like I said in a previous video, they need to have a cooldown on it. People will still buy tons and tons and tons of replay badges, but they will spend them elsewhere if there's a cooldown on a specific content they're trying to grind. If they're done with PvP, because they have a cooldown on all the arenas, then they're going to be like, well, maybe I should go run some raids now.
Yeah.
It's going to encourage a more how would I word this? More variety in their gameplay. Because it's going to encourage people, after a couple hours of PvPing, they're going to do PvE content now. And then once their cooldown's off, I would say give it maybe a day, or something like that.
Yeah, that sounds great, Glenn.
Yeah, you can only reset it so many times a day or whatnot.
They're not going to do that because it's making them so much money, though.
Yeah, but what I just said, it would be the same thing, really, because it would encourage people to spend their replay badges elsewhere.
But realistically speaking, they're a company first and foremost. It might impact their bottom line. It might.
They
have to pay
this for PvP.
Yeah. But the whole point of, this update, they're trying to make money, but they also changed up the rotations where they added rotations where you can't play just your favorite maps, They want to give everybody, a chance to queue up for all the maps. So they shouldn't, be replaying the same map over and over again and gearing up tier 4 and then just being, the best after 2 days or whatever.
Well, I do feel bad for the guys that spent replays to get their checkmate gear. And then this came out. But here's the thing. They announced this 2 months ago that they were doing this. So it's kind of your own fault for not keeping up on the game. If you spent, like one guy was complaining the last week before the update came out, he was using replays to finish his checkmate. Well, you should have been up on the game. You wouldn't have done that.
Well, in defense of that, I'm not usually this harsh, but that's a really dumb argument. That's like, we've got FOS 3, and someone just grinds all their Krypton out, and then Tier 4 comes out like, well, what did I just grind out all that? Now I gotta do it. That's like if they just added a Tier 5 PvP above Checkmate, you'd be doing the same crying. Like, I just grinded up my Checkmate. Why'd you add this? It made me waste my grind. Well, like, you never expected more armors to come out. Like, you're top and you're always going to be top. Work is done.
Well, you expected Checkmate was going to be the last armor for the next year. Come on.
Well, not to mention, there was a benefit for grinding that gear. You don't have to deal with the freaking vault trying to get those
Exactly.
Yeah, that's true.
The vault's going to give you everything you need. Obviously, that one last piece, that one piece will be so rare and never drop.
That's what pissed me off about what do they put, the aeronaut and the logistics officer. I finally just got those sets completed because I actually had them in the PvP stuff.
Congrats.
I'm missing like the helmet or like the rarer style pieces, and I'm like, sweet, now I can actually get those.
Except for sharpshooter, we still have to play.
I have full sharpshooter.
To try and get that.
I got a couple pieces of checkmate out of the vault already, but I doubt if I'll ever get the final, because I never bothered getting the checkmate gear. And let's clear it up about the tiers of the gear. The highest tier is tier 4 for PvP, right?
Yeah.
It's not tier 5, it's tier 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the way it goes tier 0, which is Bloodbath, then it goes tier 1, which is the iconics for all the guys.
Yep.
Then it goes tier 2 is aeronautic, tier 3 is logistics officer, and then it goes punchline for villain, and it goes
Vengeance.
Yeah.
I would have to say one thing I didn't like about the update is, why are they getting rid of influence again? People are just like, or well, not really people. It's more like the devs going like, well, there's no need for it anymore. And I'm just like, well, you could use influence to put styles there. They could have did that with the checkmate operatives. Get like influence by the style. There you go. Or keep supply boxes, intact with influence. There's no reason to get rid of influence, in my opinion, but they're getting rid of it for whatever reason they have.
Yeah, I don't think that was explained.
I think the only reason is they wanted to consolidate everything. Your Legends marked, it's not lore and Legends, it's just one. PvP, Valor only. Reality for the newest high thing, Triumph for everything else. I think they're just trying to condense as much as possible all the different currencies.
Yeah. But the problem is that influence, okay, especially with the new way they're doing PvP, you don't get anything when you win. Guess what? You would get influence regardless if you win or lost. That's something to still shoot for. You're getting influence if you lost or won. At least you get something.
I like the fact you don't get anything if you lose. I like that.
I like that. But what I'm saying is influence is like, World of Warcraft's Honor. You get something for killing an opponent, period.
Yeah, but the one problem one thing I gotta complain about, though, with this new system is I've been trying to do layer battles. You know how many people have run away from a layer battle?
Yeah,
in the first round?
Yeah, that's going into a new. Yeah, that's true.
I can't wait until they fix that.
Yeah, they really have to do something about the people leaving. It's crazy.
I mean, you should be at least locked in there until the first round's over.
Right. Right.
There's something.
Or you could bring up those inter matches we had the past couple times we tried. How many teams did we go through before it was over? 4 or 5? Like, it's a list of 10 names.
Yeah, it's just getting to the point where like they need to do, especially with the layer battles, because there's no desertion timer if you leave that match. There is nothing penalizing them.
Well, they're changing that. So
yeah, they talked about harsh desertion times. They're talking like, you know, after the first time you leave, like 5 minutes, and then that's basically like strike one. Ooh. Next time you leave, it's like 20-30 minutes. Then it's like 2 hours, like, but everybody's complaining that if you disconnect, it's like, you know, well, it's not my fault.
Well, didn't they also say that they're looking to make it persist through logouts? Like, if you've got an hour and a half left and you log out and come back the next day, you still got an hour and a half left to wait on the game?
Yeah, that's game time they're talking about. They're not talking about real time.
That would be sweet.
Yeah, they're talking about game time.
If it's real time, that would be a punishment. Like, you mean I gotta play this game for 2 hours before I can queue up again?
What I meant by that is that, you know, people suffer from disconnect, especially on PS3. And like, there's nothing you can do about that.
But very rarely do you disconnect during PvP, I found. It's more PvE.
The only time I found that you disconnect during PvP is when you're in the 8v8.
Right, exactly.
That's just because there's 16 people in there.
Right.
Yeah, I've definitely frozen some 8 vs 8.
Yeah.
I've actually had it to where you guys were seeing it the other night where I was 30 seconds behind everybody while in a
that
PvP
was fun.
match.
You were quantum powers during that match.
Quantum's OP.
Oh no.
Nerf it now.
Oh god.
There's already threads on that. Or I've seen it.
I know, I saw that, I couldn't even believe
Yeah.
it.
How can you do that by just observing it? How can you see?
Because they're considering PvP and they forget. Who cares if they freeze you in time? It's a control effect. Break out. Use your trinket.
Right, use your trinket.
It's not broken.
It's there for.
Yeah,
but what I have to say? Who cares about PvP?
Yeah.
Ruining the game.
PvP should not nerf PvE.
PvP is going to be the downfall of this game.
Well, what they should do is, like I've always said, if you want to do PvP, you should have 2 different sets of loadouts. You should have your PvP loadout and you should have your PvE loadout.
Right.
That means they can do adjustments on the PvP loadout, not mess with the things in PvE.
Exactly, that's what they need to do.
I agree with you 100%.
Power
should be 2 different worlds.
I just want to say, if they want to cry about nerfs, they need to nerf ice because of PvP. You should not have barriers in DPS stance. You're a DPS, not a tank. Want to talk about nerfs? Let's talk about ice.
Let's talk
we
about
could do
light.
a whole show on what needs to be nerfed. You know.
We could nerf some ice.
Yeah.
Well, let's go back to update 25.
Let's be constructive.
So I mean, basically, I mean we've got Crappy saying he doesn't like it, but he doesn't.
Crappy
PvP.
doesn't like anything.
I hate PvP.
He doesn't PvP much. I'm kind of on the fence about PvP, so I liked it. It's getting me to PvP more. It's going to be more feats for me.
Dude, I love it because queue times freaking pop like crazy.
Oh, I know. I got in an argument with a guy about queue times the other day. I said, the queue times are instant now almost. He's like, oh no, they're not. And I was like, okay, maybe not instant, but you're comparing like 20 seconds to what it used to be 5 minutes and now it's 20 seconds. Really? You're going to argue about that? You know.
Well, we should have asked him this, dude, if he was in an 8v8, because 8v8 takes longer to queue up for than a 5v5 or a 4v4.
Right. Even the 8-on-8s have been queuing up within like a minute.
Yeah.
You
I
know.
did Fortress the other day, and I was surprised. It took less than 15 minutes to queue up.
Less than 15.
Yeah, me and Liam would queue for freaking FOS, and we'd be sitting there doing like whatever.
2 hours.
All of a sudden, the queue pops, and we're like, "Holy shit!"
Yep.
Was not expecting.
You could
that.
run
And
FOS too.
player
but still not
declines
PvP.
the instance.
Yeah, that's always.
Didn't they say they're thinking about a penalty for that too?
Yeah, they're gonna penalize people.
I hope so.
That would be great.
That would be awesome. That's something to think about.
I'm in a match right now, and people are kind of being stupid. No one went mid.
What they need to do with the queue stuff, like, you know how you queue up for it, And, you confirm it and everything, and then when your match is ready, you have to confirm it again. You shouldn't have to confirm it again. You should just automatically go into it. Because it seems like some people just could never confirm to go into it for the last initial time. They queue up for it, and then God knows what happens.
Yeah,
I don't know what they're taking a nap,
that
they're
even
walking
happens
their
on
dog.
raids too.
They just need to take that second queue out. Like, you queued up for it once, you definitely want to do it. You don't need that confirm.
Or how about this? Don't queue up if you're going to be AFK. Don't queue up for a while.
That's what they're going to pretty much remove with that penalization.
And then sometimes you just have people there just doing something. They're like, oh, I'm making sodas or something. I'll click on it in a minute. And then everyone has to re-queue all over again and has to find more people just because someone needed to make a few more sodas.
I think he's talking about you, Shock.
But what else can we talk about update 25? We kind of went over some PvP. I mean, we're kind of on the fence about the PvP. I think the majority of the community likes it. I mean, you've got your hardcore PvPers that want to be superior and elite at all times. They don't want to challenge. So yeah, they're going to be against it. It's like, oh, I work for my gear. Well, you have to keep the game competitive, to a certain extent. So.
Yeah, but if you have just the top tier people, the PvP, the number of people that play in PvP is going to dwindle down to just those elite people playing PvP.
Right.
Because the entry level people are going to be like, well, screw it, I can't never get that high.
Right, exactly.
I'd have to, replay like, everybody else does, and I'm
That's
not
why
going
they
to do
need
that.
to put the entry level people in with the entry level people.
Right.
Yeah, they need a better matchmaking system.
I think
Well, they're working on that matchmaking.
I don't really have a problem with it, but I just feel like it took me a while to get all my gear, from T1 to T3 to T4. It took me a while to get full checkmate, And now, like, you could just buy gear that's almost as good as the checkmate. So it's kind of like everyone didn't have to really grind for it like I had to grind for it.
Well, congratulations. We all have something else to grind for.
Well, to be completely honest, though, it's a whole new tier to grind for. Yes, you gotta grind again. But there still is a bit of a gap between the tiers. I mean, you're looking at the new Bloodbat, which is, you got about 5,000 to 5,500 health versus full tier 4 now, which is like 9,000 health. There still is a gap there if you want to grind up that high.
And the people with the superior tactical mods do have an advantage. Plus, experience and skill still plays into it. It's just not about gear and PvP.
Yeah, I guess it don't really bother me because I don't PvP.
Right.
But like in PvE, like the same thing with the gear, it's so easy to just acquire good gear these days. I feel it kind of leaves out that gap of time that you were playing and grinding for and learning your role. Because now you level up so much quicker in the game.
Yeah, you can level up a tune from 0 straight out of the Brainiac ship to 80 in a week.
Oh,
and then you totally miss all the basics of learning your role.
Right.
Well, that only experienced people can do that. Only people who have done it before.
Only experienced people should do that.
Yeah, but see, there's nothing saying this guy's experienced and this guy isn't. That's the thing.
Well, that's why DLC 7 is going to be an awakening for those people.
Oh God!
Let's go into this raid.
Cannot wait for that.
You will not be walked into DLC 7, that's for sure.
Oh, DLC 7 will humble you. Gates noobs beware.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, there's no pyro time in DLC 7.
You won't be
Here we go.
You gotta share the spotlight. You need 2 tanks for those raids.
Yes.
You will be sharing the spotlight.
Yeah, well, let's start getting a second tank ready.
We had one ready, so you guys all turned him to a DPS. See, look what you've done.
We have another one, a certain ice tank. I think he's a general.
Yeah, General Knox, but he hasn't been played with since, he's not even above the CR70.
Whose fault is that?
I've stopped playing with all my other tunes.
Why?
Because I don't have the time.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
I log on to all my tunes daily.
How many tunes do you have?
Only 4.
4. Only? I only run 2.
Well, only excuse me.
That bad.
Only 4 above level 30. How about that?
Yeah.
I used to run 5 of them, dude, by myself, but I can't do that anymore.
Hell no.
But
I have no desire to do more than 2
Other than my main 4, my rest of them are just banks and pretty much just saving names for tunes later on. Quantum Man or some bullshit.
Guys, a quantum troll man stored up.
Gonna be a lot of quantum.
Yep.
And then we're gonna hear the complaining and all that. So,
Well,
what about the skill point trees? What do we think about the new?
I think it's awesome.
They are
I
awesome.
love them.
And now it brings
like 'em too.
elitism to a whole new level.
Just something to strive for now. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah,
It allows people to specialize more.
Hmm.
right.
I went in with my troller the other day and somebody asked me my vite. I looked and, after speccing into that extra 60 vites you get from the new innates, I told the guy, who's like, no way, you're lying. I'm like, no, it's gear and the new innates.
What is it?
What is what? My vite?
Yeah.
13. Something like that.
You cut out there. I didn't hear you.
1363. I don't have that,
Yeah,
is
that's
that,
about
that-
where I'm sitting.
yeah.
Bite rings.
It can, well, no, I have
It's
those.
rings
I
and
don't have
the
that
prime
weapon.
helmet or something.
Yeah, well, I don't have that weapon that, the low tier weapon that you can get like an extra 30 vite off of.
Yeah,
But,
I
there's
don't
a
see
couple
why people
things.
do that.
I don't like that.
It's
I'm
not, it's
not
not,
willing
Yeah.
to give up the DPS for it.
I like to have the best gear that I can. I don't care about the stats on it. If it has more
Yeah.
health and stuff, you know.
just one stat.
I'm not
So
going to
you
drop
would
down to
think
a 103 weapon just to get an extra 20 might, for
Right.
DPS.
Right.
I'm not going to do that.
You
But it's
lose
not
90 health
103.
and get a couple more might. You know, that's stupid.
Yeah.
There's still one face out of T4 Enter that I want to get that'll give me higher vite, and I have a couple rings that not rings, but necklaces that can give me higher vite than I'm currently wearing. But I'm just wearing the necklace I am now because of that home turf mod.
Yeah. I use that as well.
You know, my troll is light, and I get an extra 10 vite if I spec into a certain tree. I
Yeah,
probably shouldn't have said that because now they're going to nerf it.
No,
No.
because Quantum gets it too
Yeah,
now.
exactly. Quantum has it as well. That's right.
Yep.
I'm
Well,
really
that's
conflicted
OP.
over that. I mean, I really like Quantum when I played it on the test server, but my main, he's gadgets. I love gadgets, controlling, and so I'm just gonna have to make another alt.
Well, tell us about the quantum. Tell us about what you thought about. I mean, go into a little bit more detail.
Well, as far as quantum controlling goes, it's basically just like the other controlling, except it's a lot flashier than say gadgets, and it's got that cool quantum tunneling that teleports you. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it'll get you through. It don't matter if you have a bunch of the henchmen out; they won't get in your way. You just teleport right through them to whoever's down, and it does just like the distract and grandeur, and just gets you.
It drops the hate.
Up aggro.
Yeah.
Yep.
I was gonna say, quantum controlling has a lot to do with moving around on the battlefield, like a lot. Especially with that, like, blinking move, quantum tunneling. Like, you can move around on the battlefield a lot more than the other power sets and get around quicker.
Yeah, that blink is awesome.
Yeah, but I'm super speed and I can, get around
Right.
anyway. But I'll definitely use it. But I find that the quantum, I didn't find it as fast as like gadgets. But
What do you mean as in fast?
As in
Cast times.
cast times, exactly. It's got a little bit more cast times, less than mental controlling, but not as fast as gadgets.
Yeah, from what I've seen, it looks like Mental 2.0. It's got the same area of effects and the same field controlling, but shorter cast times, and it looks better. Looks like Mental 2.0 to me.
It is very much like mental. It's got the cast times and it's got the same effects as stuns, but it seems like the stuns are long. They're very long stuns.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Don't
because
say that. They're going to nerf it.
Yeah, don't say.
Don't
that.
say they're longer
I
than
think they
anything
did that
else.
on purpose though, because they said it's more based on crowd control. So they're
Don't
gonna
say
be
crowd
adding
control
a few
either.
seconds to the control effects.
What? Every controller needs to crowd control. Come on.
Don't say that word.
No, I'm just
If you
messing.
play on PS3, you'll
Yeah,
have all
really.
3 debuffs off a turret and FOS, and no one will have any power.
But the good thing about the Quantum's crowd control is that the DPS can still do damage through them. It's not like encased.
That's nice. Yeah, that's really nice. I like the fact that it's got a polarization PI. I'm not sure about what destabilize. I don't know how that's going to come into play, but I love the fact that it's got a polarization PI.
Polarization's pretty good.
Because I'm electric DPS, so, I'm really going to be playing off that.
I really think electric DPS is going to come back to be number 1 DPS come DLC 7.
Thank you.
Me too, man. It's going to be a real good contender because you're not getting close to any of this stuff.
Exactly.
Yep.
I've already seen a bump with the update 25 skill points. I've seen a big bump in my damage with the extra might.
Oh, speaking of, this is a little off topic, but speaking of changes with game update 25, before I forget, where did my criticals go?
They're there. They just got rid of the explosion bubble.
The bubble, yeah. I don't feel.
Oh, it feels like there's a lot less though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes the numbers will get big, and sometimes they'll say critical below them.
Yep. But it just seems like it's less.
That's because all of them don't say critical. Like sometimes instead of saying critical, they'll be big.
Right. Okay.
Exactly.
I got you. Okay.
But it's hard to see. It's confusing. Because you're not used to looking for that.
Well, Kaiser had a conspiracy theory about it the other night. He started his conspiracy theory talk. that they nerfed all precision or something.
I want to agree with that. I think they did because I've noticed since the update 25 that a lot of my combos are hitting for a lot less. Staff and rifle
they're splitting.
And one-handed. I'm talking just like at the test dummies.
Yeah, I'm just talking personal experience running challenge lobbies. I used to go through with my Earth guy, who's one of my 2 alts, and Jackhammer would be hitting mobs for 100, 200 a hit. I go in there with the extra precision innates, and then I start doing Jackhammer on stuff to kill mobs, and I'm seeing 40s and 50s. Like, wait, what?
Yeah,
this ain't right.
They give us more precision, but they nerfed it per point. What was precision like?
I think there was definitely a ninja nerf there.
I don't know.
I think there was a ninja nerf on precision somehow.
Well, considering they added an extra 108 precision that you can now get.
Right.
But then they nerfed the precision, so now you need that to be equal to what you have.
Right.
That's what it seems like they were doing.
Feels that way. At least on the combos. I mean, you can almost just spam just your melee hits and get more bigger numbers just off of the criticals and stuff. But it seems like the combos that were hitting super big and super hard are nowhere near what they used to be wearing the same gear as before the update.
Like the dual wield tap 6 hold. I used to see criticals of 3,000 and up. Now I'm seeing maybe 15 to 2,000 at most.
Yes.
If it hits big.
I feel like that's going to hurt us too.
And I thought that, they nerfed it where if you clipped the animation, it was supposed to do less damage. Well, I was testing it today, and I don't know if it's, just me or whatever, but I was doing a spin chop just to explain it to somebody, and it was doing less, before I was clipping the animation than after. I just couldn't, I don't know. I don't know if it's something's messed up right now that they're going to have to catch and fix or what.
It may have been something messed up because, like they said, the whole thing with the hard light fan's a bug where it's not activating in certain parts. Maybe there's just a few bugs they have to fix. Who knows?
A few bugs? Come on, that's the biggest bug right there, the fan.
No. The fan doesn't matter too much.
You know what? I don't even care because I really don't DPS too much. My main is the healer, but I like to see the orange bubbles when I heal. I like to see big crits. I don't know. It's just visually pleasing, but I guess if it's going to cut down on lag.
Yeah, if it cuts down on
lag, I guess I'll be happy.
You think that's why they got rid of the crit bubbles?
Yeah, they're trying to tone the graphics down a little bit. The amount of,
I think they called it visual clutter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? I was
wait till
a huge
Quantum.
Fan.
Quantum's got plenty of visual clutter then.
Well, that might be one of the reasons why they did that, because they knew Quantum's got a lot of effects to it, so,
Well, that won't matter on PS3 because when that DLC comes out, you'll just be trying to figure out, wait, did I just get hit by a quantum power or is that just the normal lag? You just won't be able to tell the difference half the time.
We need to not do things outside. They need to keep us in a sealed environment, like Gates and Prime, FOSs.
Well, the new ops are going to be in Central City.
Yep.
Is it going to be,
Yep.
is it a different version of Central City, or is it Central City and people are going to be running around chasing people and killing Reapers?
I'm pretty sure it's the same Central City. It's going to be so many people in there when the DLC comes out.
Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah, but you
Everybody's
won't have
gonna be doing-
cross-faction. You won't have cross-faction in there, right?
I don't think so.
Right. Okay.
You know what, there's going to be other people doing the same op as you too, so that's going to make it laggy.
And you guys didn't get a chance to do the ops, right? You couldn't get that going. Is that what you
No,
said?
unfortunately not.
All right. Well, anything to talk
Glenn, let me down.
about update 25? Maybe something we've missed. Anybody have any more comments about? I mean, I know they took away the PvP trinkets as well. The seasonal transformation change trinkets.
Yeah,
we kind of already talked about that.
But who used those really? Like seriously. Otherwise, in the pet ones, no one really used any of them.
Right.
It
Yeah, that's
was
not a
mainly
big
the
deal.
summer ones.
I didn't think that was a big deal, Ninja. I mean, that they took that stuff away. You don't see serious PvPers using that too often.
Yeah. So there was no real point to them. It was just people who like me, who pretty much just used them as in used them. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I use an army of pets.
Hey, they're there. Use them.
Pets are fun.
Yeah, pets are fun.
See, man, I'm more of a hand-to-hand combat kind of guy. You know?
Like my
Happy
armies
takes his
around
weapon
me.
off. He unequips his weapon, man.
He goes naked.
He's a badass.
Just knows how to do everything.
You could take off all your gear these days with all the pets. Jesus.
Yeah. Well, they nerfed the pets too. You can tell too, less, what is it? Less healing for the accomplice and sidekick and.
You know, but now they're making my accomplice shitty for PvE because of PvP.
Yeah, that's the one thing I don't like.
You know?
Yeah.
Ooh.
I mean, like that's really annoying. You know, my accomplice really doesn't heal me that much. You know, but like on those times when you're maybe doing a solo or something and you'd like a heal from him, now he's just gonna stand there and let you die.
Wait a minute. Since whenever has something got nerfed because of PvP people that's hurt it in PvP? That's never happened before.
Every time.
Since when has PvP gotten us
do something with in update 25 with horrific visage and the polymorph? They still get morphed in PvE, but not in PvP.
Right.
I'll defend them.
Well, that's just an
I'm
example of
just
things
saying.
that could change.
He's just saying, he's stating facts. He's not defending.
Yeah, one of my you know, thanks you for bringing that up because you know one of the things that pissed me off is I used to use the thing to get rid of somebody's pet, turn them into a dog with sorcery. Now that doesn't work anymore.
Good. Fucker and your cheap tactics.
Well,
You know what happens
still
when you turn
stuns 'em.
somebody into a dog? They go through 15 seconds of lag where they can't block.
Damn straight, and that means that 15 seconds I killed them.
But it removes their pet. Or it did.
Does. It did remove their pet, which was one of the biggest advantages to doing it.
Sounds like a slippery slope.
Yeah. Hey, I know something I wanted to bring up that we had actually a comment from one of our YouTube, watchers that watched one of our episodes.
Alright.
What about the dominance for healing? How is that, since we got everybody together here, what's going on with that? Cause I couldn't really answer that question that guy had. I was hoping maybe somebody here knew. Did they make a change to how dominance, affects healing?
Well, I know they did that for both tank and controller, didn't they?
Yeah, I
For
think I
sure.
remember the thread on that. I don't know what update that was, but it was only for certain powers, and he listed those powers. It was mostly tank moves.
Yeah,
Yeah, they
it's
never.
not going to help.
Cause
Yeah,
here's what
it's not
brought
gonna
the whole
affect healing.
subject up. The guy that commented, corrected and said, because I had mentioned on a previous podcast that you needed 119, skill points to be a full spec healer. And he said that's wrong because he thought that was wrong because you have to consider the extra dominance you have to get as a healer now. And I was like, is dominance now necessary for a healer to be full spec healer?
No. I mean,
No.
not unless you use shields. I mean,
You know what,
That's
though?
all
shields
No,
are
I'm talking
awesome.
about strictly healing. I'm talking about the healing effect, not shield.
I was doing testing and specking into the dominance and before the update. I don't know how it is after the update, but I know before the update, the dominance was taken into account to my heals.
Really?
hmm
Yeah, but how much was it fully put into your heals though? That's the next question.
Say my average heal was 400. My average heal was around 460. All dom, and then one of the doms spec'd into in the innates. I had that plus 50 dominance and all the dominances in the trees, and it was giving me roughly like at the highest, like a 60-point boost. But not all the time, you know what I mean? That was like the highest it would give me was like a 60-point boost, I noticed.
So let me get this straight. You had spec'd into all of the resto?
Yeah, I was spec'd into all the resto. And all the dominance and plus 50 dominance in the iconics.
Okay.
And what's your healer? Nature?
Yeah.
Okay. I know my healer all does sorcery. I love sorcery.
Yeah, I'm sorcery as well. I'm lazy.
I like the Watcher. Yeah.
They nerfed it. I was so happy that day.
Am I the only sorcerer that doesn't use the Watcher?
I love the Watcher.
Yeah, you don't have to use the Watcher, but it's cool. I mean, it should be great. Everybody on the PC, I mean, the PS3 should love it because it'll heal whenever you're lagging.
It does.
Yep.
Yep. I don't use it in raids though, because normally I'm just using the circle and the soul well anyway, and those heal while I'm lagging.
Sacrificial offering.
Yeah, that all that stuff heals.
Well, yeah, we run a different loadout. I have more of a basic loadout than you, Ninja. I don't use that sacrificial offering.
Sacrificial offering is good for, you know, if you're running with a group with pets, you know, if it's a earth pet or sorcerer or any pet.
It still heals for it heals for the same amount my circle does. It just gets a bigger area. It also heals every single ad in there. It also heals all the extras from the other people. The only person actually hurts is you.
Right there.
The only thing it doesn't heal is yourself.
Yeah. And it's pretty terrible on power too. But sorcery is so efficient everywhere else with power. That's
I love the fact that I use very little power when I'm running source heal.
I've nature healed before, and I always found myself just looking at the health bars, you know, just stressing out. Just waiting to hit Blossom. You know, oh my god, no, I'm stunned, I can't heal. Then everybody dies. You know.
You have to be a lot more attentive when you are running nature heal. There's no doubt.
I just put savage growth out of metabolism and run around all crazy and block. Yeah, I don't really worry about anybody.
Well, leveling up more so. Like
no wonder everybody dies when you're in your group. They're crappy.
Nobody dies when they're in my group.
I know.
And if everybody does die, I'm always still alive.
That's what colas are for.
My nature tune, I always carried around the PvP trinket, so whenever I did get stunned, I could hit that.
You know,
we need to save this discussion for a later podcast when we cover healing.
No.
But hey, let's go back to the Origin Crisis. Let's get on the Origin Crisis test server a little bit. You and Glenn talk about the solo, the legends, the Bizarro and Huntress a little bit. I know Glenn made videos of that, which is doing really well on YouTube, but talk about that a little bit.
Alright, well, Legends PvP will refresh how to play those characters, so.
Yeah. If you've played as those characters on Legends, you will have a big advantage over somebody who doesn't play those tunes on Legends.
Note to self, start playing Bizarro. Okay.
Well, Bizarro's just brawling, so. He's got some good clips. His freeze breath and his fire breath and his freeze eyes. I didn't really use them too much because they're interruptible. And like a lot of the ads in there will use the counter mechanics like heavily.
Oh, really?
Especially the last boss. Oh my god.
Yeah.
It's reading the opponent.
Since we're all villains here, take us kind of step through step what the Bizarro instance is. Like, start at the beginning. Take us, kind of explain what it is.
Okay, well, you walk in and Lex Luthor's like, hey, basically, and he's like, I'm gonna run you through this,
simulator.
Yeah, simulator, that's the word I was looking for. And he was like, remember, you can do anything you want. This is just a simulation. As in, like, you can have, like, choices or whatever, but the Huntress one has a lot more choices than Bizarro. But anyways, it just basically starts out with the LexCorp scientists. They walk in and then they're like, or Lex Luthor says, like, give the orders to destroy all these clones. And then Bizarro breaks out and he screams at one of the scientists. And then that's how the instance begins. Like, you're in a group of scientists and they're all, like, attacking you now. And, this one other experiment that got out. And there's actually an achievement for, defeating all the different kinds of, science experiments that can actually break out.
Like a 10-point feat?
Yeah, it's a 10-point feat.
Yeah.
Basically run it over and over again, you'll eventually get it. Then, after that, you go to a room where, you have this, like, agent officer that will constantly call for backup via these, like, computers. And you have to, break the computers, otherwise you have to deal with a whole bunch more, ads in the instance, and that can get kind of annoying if you're not on top of that. Let's see. After that room, then you got another boss room, which is where, you fight Supergirl in her, challenge, where you have to bring the, patients to the middle so they can be put in the tubes. You fight in that room, and, it's basically just another, quick boss fight. You fight scientists, there's a boss in the middle that you have to take care of. Sorry, I'm doing arenas at the moment, so it's kind of hard to focus at the same time.
Yeah, I noticed.
Yeah.
That Supergirl instance, that's my favorite. I love Supergirl. She's so cute.
Well, let me ask this question. Well, first, two questions. For the test server, you still pick hero or villain, right, when you set up your character?
Yes.
Yep.
All right. I noticed at the beginning of both instances you ran that you talked to Lex. So is it safe to assume that the Bizarro isn't locked for villains and the Huntress isn't locked for heroes, that both sides get both of them?
Right, you get to do
Oh,
both.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, because Lex is the beginning of both. I don't think they're locked like one for hero, one for villain. I think both sides get both.
No.
Yeah, I was wondering that
definitely
too.
get to play as the Huntress and Bizarro.
Oh. See, I was thinking, that's why I said note to self, play Bizarro, but I guess I'm gonna have to learn Huntress as well. Okay. Cause I
just bring that up.
I just figured the villain, that's a good point, Kaiser, cause, I figured the villain's got Bizarro and the hero's got Huntress and...
You get both.
Oh, nice. Okay.
And these are replaying the, origin of these characters, so...
Right.
It's like the Huntress, for instance. I found her to be very annoying. I just wanted to like stop fighting, so they'd kill her.
I don't have a problem with her. I've used her in Legends before.
That's Mep's favorite character.
Yeah, I mean in the challenge, it's just she's constantly talking and whining. Why my parents this? Why'd you kill them? Why'd you do this?
Or her usual vengeance is mine lines.
Yeah.
You should watch the show. She's a lot more.
Arrow.
On Arrow, yeah.
Yeah, Arrow is a great show, but the Huntress sucks.
Oh, here we go. More mean comments from Meps. Oh, we're back to his favorite character. Great.
Huntress sucks.
I'm glad you get two instances though. That's good.
I love it in the Arrow show where she just pretty much gets her whole like midsection blown with that shotgun. She blows that chick with that shotgun. I'm like, damn, that was so harsh, for her to be shooting that cop with that shotgun like that.
Right.
They took her to a different level there. But anyway.
Yeah, she's a female Punisher.
Yes.
Basically, so. But I'm just happy to hear that it's going to be more variety I get to run, because I was thinking, wow, I'm going to have to play Bizarro over and over on the replay badges. Like, oh, Lord. At least now I have a little bit of variety.
You'll probably end up playing Bizarro more anyway. I think he's a higher tier when it comes to Legends people. He's probably definitely easier to do it with.
Yeah, which instance was easier?
Good.
Which instance was more challenging? The Huntress one?
I'd say Bizarro because he didn't hit as hard as the Huntress, actually.
Okay.
Really?
Okay.
Yeah, Bizarro
that surprises me.
200s. Well, I could hit like 400 or 500 with Huntress. Huntress is a lot easier to use in Legends, in my opinion. Bizarro's a lot slower.
The Huntress definitely seemed weaker to me as well.
Alright, so one question for you. If they're playing exactly like their PvP counterparts, so Huntress has both dual pistols and martial arts, right?
Yes.
Yep. Exactly same move.
Nice. All right.
I found myself not using the dual pistols though because you definitely don't hit as hard.
Yeah, and you definitely get countered a lot more, especially in the boss fight when I use the pistols.
So how many marks do you get?
Right. 1 mark of reality.
1 mark.
And it takes an hour to finish the challenge the first time I did it.
Phew.
What's the gear look like out of there?
Really good. It's better than tier 4 actually.
Nice. And
My
does
next
it always drop? I mean, is there always a drop of that gear, or is it random, or what?
The times I ran it, it would drop like Kabuki in like Oni sets or whatever, and it always dropped an armor. I never saw like a necklace or a ring or anything else. So
No weapons.
Yeah, I was going to ask about
I haven't
weapons.
seen any weapons. I think you get weapons from the ops.
Okay.
That's how you get the weapons.
Yeah. What was it, 157?
I think so, something like
Well,
that.
The way I figured they were going to do it would be to coincide with PvP. Like, the 157s were the tier 3s. Then I figured the raids will probably drop to 162, which is the highest PvP right now. That's what I assumed they would probably do.
Maybe.
Well, speaking of raids, you guys didn't get a chance to run the Nexus of Reality and all of that. What's the other one? Paradox Maelstrom?
Paradox Blade.
Yeah.
And then the ops are called Brothers in Arms and a Family Reunion.
And there's two per faction?
Yep. But no, there isn't actually. In my video, I actually discover that it's a Brothers in Arms and a Family Reunion on both sides. But I'm pretty sure they play pretty differently depending on what faction you are.
Okay, let's see.
You did that wrong, Glenn.
What's the new style of
Gotta throw it
the
in
gear?
your channel. Okay.
What's the new style of the gear that drops from the new instances?
From the what?
From the new instances. You say it's better than tier 4. What's the style? What's it called?
The iconic ones, they recycle old styles.
Okay. Alright.
It's like Insectoid and Kabuki.
Ah. And the stats are better than tier 4?
Yep.
Okay. Alright.
And where's the Booster Gold stuff come in? I thought that was going to be the drop.
Raids.
Okay.
The raid drops are actually better than the vendor
tier
drops.
5, yeah.
Yep.
The raid drops are going to be better in tier 5. Which is
Really?
Really?
Nice.
Better though? Is it going to be like Runes of the Norseman better, where like it's not even worth it, or is it going to actually be worth it?
I'm assuming it's going to be worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah, as hard as that
Basically,
is.
you're going to have to run the solo challenges and the ops to get geared, so you can go in there just so you can get better than T5. So it'll balance out. It'll be something to work for quite some time, because not everybody's going to be able to get the sets completed. It's going to be like Norseman.
That would make sense, because they kind of hint at it in like right now in the test server, because tier 5 is blue gear. Like, why is it blue instead of purple?
Uh-huh.
The drops are probably purple and better than it.
Yes, they are.
So that answers our question. Why,
The drops from the raids will be like tier 5.5,
But you need tier 5 to even stand a chance in these raids.
Well, anything.
What is it, 50%
to actually get
or 75%?
I think that's what I said.
You can walk in at tier 4, but you're going to have a really tough time.
You can walk in there at tier 4, but you're not going to beat a boss and get the gear to drop. You're going to have to get like tier 4.5 or whatever to get there.
Definitely.
Or some tier 5.
Yeah, you have to get some marks of valor. Reality.
Okay, are they unattuned? Are they like codices or?
I'm not sure.
Not sure on that.
If they were smart, they would do that way. Unless they want everybody, all the DPS screaming, "Oh, I got ninja'd! Stop ninjaing me!" You know, if they were smart, they'd do it like they did.
Right.
Well, the one thing I that would concern me if they did unattuned is how is the game going to know that you're a precision or a might-based DPS?
You'd be able to pick it when you make it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would give you the option.
Instead of just being DPS in your op role.
Because that's something we forgot to mention. Going back to the tier 5 vendor in the Hall of Doom with the Black Manta gear, they do break it down between a precision build and a might build, right? Now.
Yep.
Right? So, yeah.
Yep, they have 2 available.
That's nice. That's really nice. I'm glad they're specializing that. That's a good addition to the game, in my opinion.
Definitely.
And if anybody's curious about the stats, I can probably find that really quick.
The stats on the new gear or the tier 5 gear?
Tier 5 gear.
Yeah, I think we...
Test server right now, Liam?
No, I'm actually just looking at the forums. There's there's a couple guides.
You can see the gear. They've got the gear for you to
Meta Wing.
Display in the Meta Wing right now.
Yeah, I'm not in game.
All I know
Unlike Glenn.
It's a huge jump.
Arenas.
It's a huge jump in stats for tier 5.
Yeah. Definitely.
So wow, tier 5.5.
Yeah, and
awesome.
T5 healers are going to have like 3,000 rest though.
Yeah, by the time you get the whole set. Yeah, you're not, especially with what about the new tier 5, the tier 5 plans, the mods? What's going on with that?
You're going to have even more. I didn't take an account for that.
Yeah, well, first off, there's tier 5 mod plans, right? Then there's something called expert mods, which are even better than regular tier 5 mods.
Wow.
Go on.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, we want to hear this.
I agree.
Of course, you're going to have those tier 5 drops in the ops, right? And then I guess from the raids, or even from the final boss in the ops, you're going to have tier 5 expert, which have better stats than the tier 5 mods. So there's going to be a little bit more progression via mods too.
Well, let me ask this question. Is it something like the Codex where it's a superior mod, but you can only make it once? Or is it a normal plan where you've got expert, you can make as many expert mods as you want? Is it limited in any way?
I have no idea. I don't have an expert mod.
I would assume it would be like something you can only use once. I wouldn't think that would be a plan.
If it is, they're going for a lot on the broker.
Yeah, that's going to be...
Or they'll be untradeable.
Yeah, more than likely untradeable.
Yeah.
I just hope they're normal mods so everybody can make them for me if I don't have them.
Yeah, that'd be cool. What about the new soda plan?
I don't know if there's a new soda plan.
Oh, there is. If you look in the in our R&D vendors right now, there's a soda cola enhancer type 5.
Yeah, I was just kind of wondering what the name of it was.
Yeah, which is kind of bad since some people are probably buying that by mistake if they're not paying attention.
I did that actually. It's funny you brought that up because I was making remixes in my base because I'm going for all those creation feats. And I bought about 50 of the 5s before I realized what I was doing.
Oh, you got plenty of money.
Yeah.
50.
Money back.
Yeah, I kept clicking. Because I'll buy like 100 at a time and then go make 100 stacks, and then sell them on the broker, trying to get that feat. Trying to finish my creation feats. And, I sit there and I was like, you gotta be kidding me. I just bought 55. It wasn't 50, but it was close to it.
Yeah.
So
all you can do is go sell them at a discounted price. Mm-hmm. Or save them. I mean, make an alt and then use them as a bank.
Well, did we all watch Friday Night Legends? Did everyone get a chance to watch that or part of it?
Yeah.
I watched most of it.
Yes.
I take that as a no, Ninja?
No, not at all. I figured you guys would explain it all to me anyway.
Indeed.
All I know is Lex is really tough. And Batman was beating the shit out of Lex.
You really
we-
can't tell with that.
and
That's
we have to
AI.
fight,
Like
man.
Ninja was saying last episode, that's all AI. But yeah, the Lexes were impressive. As the bosses. You know,
they were kicking Odyssey's ass.
they walked in with that tier 4 gear and just got smoked. I mean, I was
Yeah.
like, really?
They had half
sure-
P5 on, didn't they?
Not
No,
at
They
first.
put it on later.
They've
Yeah,
only
like-
had 4 pieces on though.
Yeah. Well, they actually put on like 6 at the end.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they started with like 2, worked up to 4, worked up to 6.
Okay.
Well, they walked in with no.
They walked
They
in
walked
with
in
tier
with tier
4.
four,
But
right?
he did that they did that on purpose just to prove a point, saying you're going to need some of this gear before you even attempt to get by this first room.
Yep.
You know.
And they walked in there and 4 of them got knocked out within like 5 seconds.
Right. It was done. Yeah, the whole fight was over in like 40 seconds. It was done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you get to see the new res symbols.
Yeah, I was talking about that.
Yeah, I like that. I think they look real good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely
Nice.
shows that you should go get that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think it's better for newbies who are playing the game, you know, as indication of like, hey, maybe I should go revive that person.
Yeah.
Well,
And one thing I was talking to Glenn about, whenever 2 people die next to each other, right now there's no current way to see who you're actually interacting with. They need to do something where you can actually, maybe the icon will get bigger, or it'll put a circle around them or something that'll actually show
You should
who
be
you're
able to
actually
pick 2
interacting
people up
with.
if they're right next to each other.
That would be
Same time.
pretty nice as well.
I see. Yeah.
Because I hate it whenever, I'm sorry for the DPSs out there, but I hate it whenever I'm trying to pick up that healer and the DPS is right next to him, and I end up getting up the DPS and the healer.
Yeah, pick up
Right,
the line.
exactly. You got to get the healer up before the DPS. Yeah.
Healer shouldn't be dying anyway, scrubs.
Oh, listen to you.
Oh,
In this
listen to the guy who
fight-
dies all the time. Yeah.
God, I never die. What are you talking about?
He prides
Because
himself
you're
on
imagining-
never dying.
I did die. I died in FOS2 the other day. I didn't have the controller in my hand, so I thought I was safe, but just wasn't far away enough.
So it looked like when they finally did get by the first room, they took out Future Lex, and then they also took out Cybernetic Lex they took out, and then they fought. Didn't they fight the space? Who'd they fight next? Professor,
Professor, I think.
and he was tough.
Yeah, Professor
he kept-
was pretty bad.
He had
Oh
that
yeah,
green.
he was a beast.
Although something I noticed, and someone on the forums was picking up on this and did a whole forum post on this, I think it's going to be it's going to involve more communication and tells, because they were breaking it down like his weaker attacks, if he touches his left arm for the thing, it's going to be a weak attack, but if he does the left and then the right, that's one of his power attacks. Like, you can actually read his arm tells.
I see.
So,
Yeah.
I think there's probably going to be some tell elements, and it's going to be a lot of communication to these raids.
Right.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, in that case, the tank's going to have to be calling them out.
Yeah,
For
the
sure.
tank's got a big job this time.
Yeah.
I don't
But-
like big jabs.
Well, the tanks, plural.
Yeah.
Tanks, yes. There's going to be more. You're going to have to need more than one for Nexus.
Yeah, I know there's a lot of DPS out there, but I'm sorry, it's going to go from 3 to 2 per raid.
Well, I mean, let's face it. With the new gear, controllers are doing DPS damage almost. I mean,
Well,
you know what I mean?
tanks
And
too.
healers,
Tanks are
healers.
doing.
there's
tanks
healers
are
doing,
turf mods.
yeah, healers doing big damage as well. You know.
Not me. I'm gonna stand there and block and let everybody give me my power. I'm gonna stand so far away, nothing could even target me.
So
Well-
the value of the DPS are going down just slightly. You know,
And speaking of DPS, people are going to have to, go more range. They're going to specialize in range
Thank
DPS
you.
now.
Yep.
You know,
Yeah.
Yep.
you're going to get kicked if you go in meleeing.
Yeah. Especially
Badger's
with
going to have it bad.
that Professor Lex. Didn't he have like a grenade bomb or like a green mist that came out that he like an
Smoke
ooze?
cloud grenade, yeah.
Yeah,
he
just
sprayed
right
some
into
kind of mist at him, and man, they were just going down like flies.
That move actually looked like what the Critical Defender does on our side.
Yeah, and he's tough.
That one.
Yeah.
Yep.
So. And then the next boss they ran into was the Space Commander Luther, who they wiped him out pretty easily, it seemed.
Well, in the original podcast for Origin Crisis, Space Commander Luther went down pretty fast.
Right. So there's definitely going to need to be a strategy of who you take out in the first room. It's kind of like League of Assassins when it first came out. Everyone had I forget what it is now, because now you just kill anybody. But, the first room of League of Assassins, the first week it came out, was a little challenging. Mm. Everyone, didn't even have tier 2 gear, hardly. So it's going to be kind of like that. You're going to have a strategy of who you take out,
Yeah. You got to focus on one.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it seemed like the cybernetic Lex, he probably was the weakest of the bunch, I felt.
Right.
Just watching it.
They killed him first, I believe. Because they separated the room. They had one guy, the tank over there on two of them with a healer. I guess you have to separate the two, separate them, so you're going to have two tanks. There's no getting around it.
They said something about how they had a controller almost tanking. I didn't understand that.
With a shield. Shields to do that.
But that means you might only, not like gadgets. Gadgets wouldn't be able to do that. You'd have to have a hard light, a controller that specializes in shields for that role. So, no gadgets controllers needed, something like that, quantum and hard light only,
Yeah, but you keep forgetting that there's actually like 3 shields on gadgets. Then there's also the hard light shield. Yeah, the hard light shield. You have the distract. You have what's that one called? You have the gadgets. Yeah, you have that one, and you have the what's that called? God, I can't remember that off my head.
Well, the energy shield.
I just want to say this: they have energy shield, but that's not reliable. First, you gotta hope it hits that threshold to pop, and then if you're at 40% and you get dropped to 0, doesn't even matter. It's way too risky to use that. That does not even count.
No, it doesn't count at all.
Neutralizer sucks as a shield too.
It does. You take shoot. So Gadgets does not have shields compared to the other controllers. It doesn't have shields.
No, but you said there was no shields at all. I'm just telling you what shields they have.
Okay, well, how about this? The regular, as a Gadgets controller, you don't spec into that. You would have to respec before the raid, or, leave out something you might need later on in the raid just to spec into that.
Yeah, you're right, but I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I think the shields are going to come in handy a lot.
Yeah,
I think more people are going to be using those group shields.
Shields are going to be a must.
Shields a lot more useful than they previously were.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that shielding super is looking pretty good right about now.
You're going to have to run 2 supers, just in case you need a word of power and some of those shields.
I don't know if any of y'all use the personal dampening field consumable.
I use it all the time. I run through those like water.
Yeah, I had like 150 on me the other day.
A lot of people are going to have to be, I'm assuming, going to be using those as well. Going to need to.
Yeah, that's gonna come in.
Rock
It's
8
second invulnerability.
Shield on it
and probably fortified blocking and all sorts of other stuff.
Yep. Oh, and DPS are actually going to have to learn how to block. Oh my goodness.
Hey, I have no problem with that. I block all the time.
I'm a professional blocker. Fortified blocking, I could block anything. I could block anything out in the game. It can't kill me with that fortified blocking mod. It's great.
Blocking does not bother me. Blocking and moving does not bother me.
That's
Wait
good.
until you get hit by one of those full effects that pop you out of your block, and you get smacked around.
Swarm shield.
Yeah,
Back
Swarm
blocking.
Shield. Okay, you just had like 4 seconds of reprieve. Now you're dead. Congratulations.
You delayed it
I
before.
No, T5, I'm screwed. Everybody is.
I heard in Tier 5 the shields are coming off like instantly during the cast.
Oh yeah, because they only take so much damage with 3 hits.
Yeah, 3 hits are a certain threshold of damage.
That's crazy.
Well, that's at current rest though. You figure shields at max are about 23 to 2,500 for a healer. Them things hit for 4,000 a hit. That's good for nullifying
Half
what?
a hit.
2/3 of a hit?
Half a hit. Let's just put it at half, Kaiser.
Half a hit.
Let's be honest. Most people are sitting at like 21, and if they did 42, then they're probably going to be hit half a hit.
Yeah.
So in the raid on Friday Night Legends, they continued on and they reached the spot right before the final room where you have to kill the two guys in separate rooms within 5 to 10 seconds. I forget. I think he said 5 seconds of each other. It was really fast because they wiped that one time. That is going to be hard. It just looks hard to me. And that's definitely 2 tanks there. There's no getting around it.
Well, what they really need to do, as it says it's going to sound, is they need to make that in-between time a little bit longer than 5 to 10 seconds, because unless you got a team that's completely coordinated, it should be bare minimum 30 seconds.
Well,
I think that's the whole point of it. Everyone wanted harder raids, and they're like, you want something hard? This drops higher than tier 5 gear. This drops the strongest gear in the game.
Yeah.
You're going to work for it.
You're going to have to have a microphone in this raid.
Yeah, you have to have a mic.
So we have fun getting it.
Yeah. You won't have people farming it,
Yeah, if you don't have a mic, get out of the group.
Yeah, the pug groups are going to go way down. A good league is going to be more vital and especially with microphones, because you got some guy that's not following the plan and you're done, so nobody's going to put up with that, so.
They fixed the bridge in FOS 2 and now people can't even get past that. I don't know how they expect to do this.
Exactly. That's a good point.
I was in a failed FOS 2 group the other day.
Oh Lord.
FOS 2 used to be the biggest fail pug group.
Yep.
Some random guy just ninjas me and I go in, I was like, FOS 2. I'm like, where are you guys at? They're like, the bridge. I was like,
come on.
Have fun.
Oh, it's going to be worse than tier 5. They always tried to skip content. I'm waiting for the shouts in the hall right now. It's going to be like, CR62 healer looking for walk-in tier 5 group. That's going to go well.
Now, I got a question on the test server. Was there an actual walk-in spot for this new raids, or were they just,
Yeah, they added those.
That's a good point.
They added those in an update for the test server.
What wing is it in? Where's it at?
Tech wing. I'm pretty sure it's in the tech wing right across from the, Central City stuff.
Yeah, it's supposed to be right next to the Central City stuff.
I see. Okay.
that would be nice once everybody gets geared up, because then you could 4 or 5 man it. Without.
Yeah.
Well, no, eventually you probably will once you're all geared up.
Tier 7.
How you gonna 4-man it?
You can't do that.
2 tanks.
Yeah, you can't.
Yeah.
You're not gonna.
If
Those
you're
days
totally
are over,
geared up,
crap.
you might not need 2 tanks.
Because the mechanics.
Mechanics aren't going to allow it.
Yeah.
The healer's gonna be the new tank.
I could tank 1.
Jens Anderson had to come in with his God mode, wipe everybody out consumable just to get them, and they were in their tier 5 gear. They were in like half tier 5 gear, and he had to come in and bail them out so they could move on to get to that one boss, or to that one fight where you have to kill them at the same time.
Well, wait a minute. Now that you bring that up, we got expert mods. What if there's an expert soda and we actually get that?
Really?
Yeah,
Well,
I want that.
They're going to give us that.
Yeah, I want to go into an 8-man PvP match and just be the MVP.
Yeah, nobody
Like,
else.
bam, soda.
You don't have to go after the buffs anymore. Just use the cola. Yeah. Oh, geez.
Why not? That's not OP at all.
I'm shaking my head right now.
I'm going to quote you, Pfizer. Oh, God.
I'm saying
he's gonna regret. Oh. He's gonna regret those words. You all know that, right?
Probably eventually.
Now.
Well, did you guys actually watch the final room of? I can't talk tonight. Final room of the Nexus of Reality raid with the Aquaman trident. I mean, we didn't get to see much. They hinted that the Aquaman artifact trident was like played into the mechanic of the raid or of the fight.
Yeah, I couldn't really see what it did.
Yeah, I couldn't really see. We just got a teaser on that one, so
I'll have to watch it again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm watching it right now.
Well, they didn't survive more than a minute or two in there, I guess
It's 2
Aquaman
hours
dies.
long.
If you fail, Aquaman is never born. If you fail, so that'll make a lot of people happy.
If you go to like an hour into the video, you could see that their troll uses the quantum power and they use the aggro drop shield, the teleport, and teleports all the way across the room, like a good distance, right, to revive somebody.
Quantum tunneling. Yeah.
Yeah.
He had to play around with that to get the distance.
To get
down,
the distance,
for sure.
It was
I bet he was
absolutely
just waiting
perfect.
for it.
Just gone and then right there.
I bet he was just hovering around a certain spot. He knew the distance, had it down, and was just waiting for the tank to go down so he could, boom, pop over there.
So let me ask this. If he was planning distances, is it a set distance it goes, or is it something like the longer you hold the move down, that depends? Okay, so it's just a set one. All right.
Yeah.
So getting back on
once you
Quantum
get
a little
that
bit,
distance down, though, you'll be able to go. You'll know where you're going to end up every time.
so speaking of Quantum, what's the favorite? What's like the best move Quantum has? Is it the Oblivion move?
A teleport.
That's the most fun move, at least, teleport. I mean, there's no other move in the game like it.
Yep. I like that Oblivion.
There is when
shoots
you're
out
doing
all the
Siege.
beams of light.
Yeah, when it all like comes out and you can hit up to 16.
Yeah, but it's the split damage on the terrible though. That's
Closed loop is like, isn't that like a
healing one?
Yeah. Is that a group heal or a self heal?
I think that's just a
self heal.
It looks like self.
Yeah. That was pretty interesting. Yeah, I mean, it definitely has some interesting moves to it. I'm looking forward to it. So when are we speculating that the DLC is going to drop?
2 to 3 weeks.
I'm saying 2 weeks.
I'm gonna say 2 weeks from now.
I'm gonna go with not this Tuesday, but next Tuesday or Thursday.
2 weeks.
Yep, 2 weeks then.
Yeah, they look like they're ready on test server. They're not finding like huge game-breaking bugs or anything that I've seen.
Mm-hmm.
Have you reported any bugs? Did you leave them any feedback, or is there anything you saw that was like glaring?
The only feedback I've left is that it's awesome.
During my iconic anomaly video, because I posted it on like their feedback thread, I told them that like when Lex is talking, he looks all weird, glitched out, and they said that they fixed that. That's like my only feedback that I've left so far.
I see. So no major problems or anything. So
it doesn't look like it.
I mean, what are the chances they're going to drop it this Tuesday? Because this is Sunday. We're going into Monday. What are the?
I would say slim.
Slim.
I think they might do what they did with most of them, which was drop it on Thursday for all legendary members, and probably
that would be
release it on next Tuesday for everybody else.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, they need to do that. They need to bring that back.
Yes. Because didn't they do that with the Battle for Earth? I know it dropped on a Thursday.
They did that for Battle for Earth last laugh, and then I think they stopped with No, they did that with Hand of Fate. They didn't do that with Home Turf for some reason.
No, Home Turf.
I hope they do that again.
Oh, that would be... Because I know Battle for Earth came out on a Thursday. I'm pretty sure it did. As I remember.
Yep.
I can't remember last laugh. I wasn't really playing the game. I took a couple months off the game during last laugh. And like right when Hand of Fate came out. So I wasn't really up on that. But I know Battle for Earth was like a big DLC. And I know that came on a Thursday. So that's definitely something to look forward to.
I think DCUO is really doing a great job with all the DLCs they've got planned and coming out.
I agree. Yeah, for all the naysayers, going back to even like 2 years ago, year and a half ago, a lot of people didn't think the game was going to last this long. And to me, it's just getting better.
Yeah. And like Gens and Meps, they're all, doing these videos now. They're communicating with the community a lot more. I think it's only going to get better and better.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people who have left the game, I know my league, a lot of people left during Christmas. A lot of people are going to come back. They're going to be behind the curve.
Way behind.
Yep.
Well, I would have to say this year is great in terms of like them actually giving feedback, them pumping out hot fixes a lot more often to even fix small bugs. I would never see that back in 2012 and 2011.
Well, that's because they've changed all the code that they were writing. The PlayStation Store finally gave them a little bit more ability to actually implement patches on their side. They changed a lot of the code for MMOs.
Right. Because, I mean, they're going to be adding more as well. There's going to be more MMOs on the console coming. You know, Defiance for one, you know.
Final Fantasy 14.
Yeah.
I thought they pushed that back till PlayStation 4.
What's
It's
that?
Still to a console though.
What is it?
Final Fantasy.
Oh, okay.
My point was that it's still a console MMO.
Yeah.
And they were planning to put Diablo 3.
Yeah, Diablo 3 is coming for PS4.
Yep.
But you'd think they'd just do Diablo 4 instead of Diablo 3. I mean, by that time the game would have been out for a year and a half.
Well, Blizzard takes their time with that, and plus Diablo 3 hasn't even had an expansion pack.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. Hey, Glenn. I got a question for you about the test server. I received a lockbox on the test server a couple times.
Yeah, me too, actually.
Did you get anything worthwhile, like any new rings or anything?
Oh no, I didn't get a ring. I got a cybernetic belt.
Yeah, I got I got something very similar to that. You know?
Which pissed me off because I can't even get that on freaking live.
Yeah, I'm curious if they're going to come out with new legendary Promethean lockbox rings.
They said that
next.
Because on test server feedback, people or players were concerned about it because they were getting lockboxes and they were like, how come I'm not getting a tier 5 ring? How come I'm not getting auxiliary and attack 5 compounds?
I just
they answered that.
They were like, yeah, they were like, that's a bug and that shouldn't be like that.
Nice.
Oh.
No, actually, I thought Meps on the DCUO Twitter page tweeted, like someone asked him that, and he tweeted out that there's no plans to upgrade. There's no plans to upgrade the lockboxes at this time. Like there's not going to be tier 5 yet.
He did say that.
That means there's not going to be any point in the lockbox rings.
That's what I said. But
I hope they drop a mark of reality.
I'm sure they do, but I mean that's good though in terms of rings and gear because you shouldn't have gear based on freaking luck. You know, you don't know what you're gonna get out of those lockboxes.
Yeah,
I know what I don't get out of them. So anyway,
how long the lockboxes have been out, and how long I still can't get a resto ring with a resto bonus? Not one.
I can't get a fighter's band. I can't get a fighter's band to save my life. I get tank rings everywhere.
Yeah, I got 2 tank rings over this week.
I got 3 tank rings this week. I got you beat.
I got 4 blue ores.
I still can't get...
Are we trying to one up a ship game here? I mean,
yeah, it's basically the one up. Go ahead, Ninja. What'd you get? What?
I got 15 sodas.
I got another style. Stop it.
And I know Jay didn't get a tank ring, so.
I got some cybernetic shoulders.
They really need to do what a lot of players have been saying, and that's add a Promethean lockbox vendor.
Oh.
They need to just give you stuff for the role you use.
Yes.
Like
a choice.
Once in a while, I get a support soda, but most of the time, it's a DPS soda, and I heal stuff.
Yep.
Same thing with my rings. I get tons of DPS rings. I have 2 might rings with might bonuses and stuff. I don't need them though. I would like some healer rings with some rest stuff. And then they give me a healer ring with a bite bonus on it, on my healer, and then I get a troll ring on my troll with a resto bonus. I'm like, really? Why can't you guys switch that up?
I know this is probably off topic, but the Vite bonus for like a sorcery healer isn't bad because that sacrificial offering you'll give more power back to your watcher with the Vite bonus. That's why on my sorcery guy I try to spec into Vite as whenever possible.
I know they'll never do this, but I kind of wish they would just make the lockbox rings sellable. Like,
yeah, make them trade.
I can still make precision rings. Like, I can throw them away, but if I could put them on the broker or in exchange buy the ring I need from the broker, like allow people to cycle them, they'll never do it.
I'm surprised you can even trade them between characters.
Yeah.
Break them down and then use supplies to make a new legendary ring.
That'd be sweet.
That'd be cool.
And they can make the one I wanted.
Yeah, that's something to think about. Well, we have anything else to say about the Friday Night Legends raid?
I'm glad they were doing the raid instead of the Legends.
Thank you.
Yes.
Which brings up the point of next
Higher
week.
than Legends.
I think I'm going to say this as kind of a editorial. I think next week they're really going to disgrace themselves by the choice they made of who they're having on the show. Got a lot of people out there making videos about wanting to clean up the community on the PlayStation 3 side of DC Universe Online, and they're actually going to feature one of the biggest problems of the community, talking about, one of the Soldiers of Light groups who do nothing but make videos insulting people, and they're not even high quality videos, as a matter of that, but got a guy that only talks trash to everybody. He's a disgrace to the community, and they're going to feature him on Friday Night Legends. Nah, I'll be watching it just to see how bad it goes, but definitely going to be talking about that, and we may have a special guest on next week that might be interested in that as well.
Are they going to do PvP or PvE?
It's Legends PvP.
Probably.
Yeah.
More PvP. We need some more PvE or something.
So I'm interested in seeing some of the comments on the Twitch channel chat about maybe people calling out, certain people in the community want to call other people out for trash talking and all of that, yet they're going to support the biggest trash talker of all, the guy that does nothing, but he has a whole channel dedicated to doing nothing but insulting people. And they're going to feature him on the community. That to me, I was like, really? Wow.
Yeah.
So you're pretty much
They make videos complaining about cyberbullying and trolls and stuff, and
right.
He's the top of the mountain.
Right, and they're going to feature him on the show. So, you're going to be seeing me in the chat channel on Twitch. I won't be making any friends next Friday. Let's put it.
You got to take that hate in your heart and let it out.
Hey, the way I figured it, I got enough friends.
Yeah.
Why not add some enemies to that, right?
Can't we all just get along?
Hey,
No.
I'm just calling it like,
this is part of human nature. No one can get it wrong.
I'm just calling it like I see it. So, we'll see. And the funny thing about it is, this isn't even the only game that certain person has problems with. He also is run into problems in other games as well. According to his videos, he's always into something with somebody, on other games, and they get personal about it. That's the thing. It's just it's not like a joking around in-game thing where talking trash. They're actually, getting personal, making videos, getting personal with people, trying to find out people's addresses in real life and stuff like that. Come on, really? Well, we'll have to wait and see.
More PvE, Friday Night Legends, yay.
Yep.
That's what we need.
As long as
everybody's
stuff,
seen
wants
PvP. You've seen one, you've seen them all.
Yeah.
I agree to that.
Like, I guess Legends is more fun to watch, than just PvP arenas. I'd rather watch Legends.
Yeah, Legends is
than
definitely
PvP
better.
arenas.
As long as they're not all like steals.
Yeah, Steel and Bane.
I find Jon Stewart the most annoying to play against.
Oh, yeah.
And plus that stupid home run song just gets stuck in my head and plays over and over in my head. I can't get rid of it.
And it's literally playing over your head.
Thanks, Ninja.
Yeah.
Whenever I play him, dude, I have to literally mute the.
Yeah, I know. It's like, oh god.
Because you never actually, if you're doing it right, you never actually hear the full song.
Well, don't you think they just need one more lantern in Legends? Come on.
We're not having Guy Gardner in Legends, damn it. I already had enough of him with his goddamn appearance in OA.
They'd nerf him if he was in Legends.
We're gonna have Larfleeze.
Let's get Atrocitus.
Yep.
For Vice. There you go.
Vice. Oh my goodness.
They could have
Could you imagine
apps
spitting
or-
blood on everybody?
Yeah.
How about
Yeah.
the face on Atrocitus?
Atrocitus.
That would be the coolest face piece to have.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Man, I would love to be wearing that face piece.
Yep.
They should make that upon special request. Thank you. I'd wear the shit out of that.
So anybody else have anything to say about Update 25 or DLC 7 Origin Crisis, or have we pretty much covered all of that?
Stop nerfing people's powers. Damn it.
Well,
Except
my problem with
ice.
the nerfing, the problem I always have with nerfing powers is like you're just making the game more crappy for PvE. Why don't you just buff everybody so PvP doesn't feel like they're so weak?
Right.
Yeah.
Instead of crying about hard light is OP, they should make everybody else's powers up to par with it instead of trashing somebody else's power.
Well,
Same thing they did with fire.
Hard light is just so original. I mean, there's no other power set that plays like hard light. So I don't see how they would do that.
All I'm saying is like, give us back our original power set to stop letting PvP rule the goddamn game. Because look at it this way, dude. When the game first came out, sorcery used to be a beastly DPS.
Now it's the worst.
Now it's like so buried in the ground that you can't bring it back.
Yeah. I mean, how many powers on sorcery are useless for DPS? I mean, if it wasn't for healing, nobody would be a sorcerer. I mean, maybe for some PvP, but in PvE, sorcery DPS is the lowest of the low.
And it used to be like, it used to be one of the top two, long time ago.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Well, what happened?
Final Ruin was like the best finisher,
Yeah, but what they did to it is they started giving split damage out way too much. Split damage has pretty much destroyed half the PvE environment because you can't kill a lot of things.
Oh my god.
They did it to lightning. That's what ended a lot of lightning players. Is now it's split damage.
Nature, don't forget me.
Yeah, you're doing like single damage.
We forget about you all
damage.
we want, Crappy.
God, nature used to kick ass, and they're like, here you go, let's split this on a couple ads, and you can take 30s on people.
Yeah, but nature was also mostly built around burst damage, about single target, more than area of effect damage.
Now it's dots.
Well, that was wolf form, but if you did it with the might build, what you do is you stack up ticks that would take about 50 to 60 damage per tick. You stack up 3 of these ticks on
spread the poison.
Yeah, spread it around.
Those ticks take for 100, sometimes more, almost 2 on a crit.
Mm-hmm.
And you got 3 stacks of them going around, it would be real good if they didn't split like crazy, but by the time you hit 5 people, they're taking for 30.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, sorcery circle now won't even tick above 70 with like a 2000 might, dude. It used to tick for 150 for each enemy that was on it.
It's
I had
terrible.
like half that.
I mean, you take a sorcery tune and you go try to do the home turf dailies. It takes forever. It's impossible almost.
No, it doesn't. It takes me very little to no time, but that's because I have all my crits out and I'm got.
You have to use Whirling Dervish.
Well, excuse me. My sorcery tune is pretty much spec healer only, so I have like just no unmodded DPS gear and everything. So it takes me a while. How about that?
Well, it was the split damage that hurt, and it was the no stacking. I just thought it was funny, like all the PvP people complained about stacking. Like, okay, we got 2 choices. They've got a few Infernos stacked up. We can either roll out of the way like smart, or cry to the devs and get stacking removed. And they cried so they didn't have to move out of the way.
But then you go into PvP. But
they need to bring back stacking.
PvE, it's still the same thing. If you have like 4 different characters, let's say you have a fire, an ice, a sorcery, lightning, and you have somebody else.
Earth.
There you go. Thank you.
Too.
Yeah, you put all those 5 together in the same spot, they can stack together. Why can't we stack 5 sorcery circles together or 5 infernos together?
See, what we
it
need
never
to
made
do is
sense to me.
What we need to do is organize a group like with that entire setup and go into PvP and make a 5 or 6 stack and just piss them off. Like, what you got at Nerf, didn't you? Yeah, you're instant dead in the circles.
Right after the
we
show,
need to
let's
put a
set
group
that up.
together and do that. Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
Everybody be getting nerfed. You can't do that.
Yeah.
If you
Like,
find
we
out
gotta nerf
something good with your
everything.
powers, you can't tell anybody.
Then it'll be dots can't stack. If they got a dot on them from anything, no other dot will affect them. They'll get it
Oh
nerfed.
god, that'll be terrible.
Actually, they'll do is they'll nerf it to where you can only have one guy attacking one enemy.
Pretty soon PvP is going to be pets and weapon attacks, nothing else. No powers. Pets and weapon attacks.
Wait, isn't it that now?
Yeah, I mean, with all the shielding and stuff, I mean, people all have 2 shields on over all their loadout. They're hardly doing any elemental damage. You're just watching them cower in the corner with resto and dominance, increase their shield.
And by the time their 3 shields are up, they usually have a coal already.
Why didn't they do the cool though? Their shields heal them with a home turf mod.
True that too.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
power.
it's a little ridiculous.
Okay, use the power mod for the weapon.
I do that too.
Problem solved.
There you go.
I was doing arenas earlier, and I was fighting in ice.
Ugh.
My
We know,
God,
we heard.
It was, ugh.
They need to take away Ice's tank shield while in
He was
DPS.
rotating
that's
two
ridiculous.
shields, a personal damping field.
Yeah.
You shouldn't get
So-
shields in DPS mode.
It's endless shields, Glenn, fighting ice.
Oh, I know, I hated it.
Yeah. I actually got 2 wins this week in lair battles against ice, and I was like, oh my god, I wasn't recording. I actually beat an ice. I went like 2-9. At one point, I played seven lair matches in a row was against ice. I'm like,
Ice is the
oh,
flavor.
really?
Yeah.
I lost
You know,
all
it's gonna
4
be
arena
funny.
matches I just played.
really?
Yeah, it's bad.
You know what's gonna be funny is as soon as they fix the ISIS problem, they're gonna switch to the next flavor of the month. It's never ending with people, dude. There's
Yeah,
always
it's a cycle.
somebody switching.
It's like everyone using one-handed. I mean, everyone uses one-handed now.
People still
You
use
have
only
to.
one-handed.
You
I
have
love
to
one
with
handed.
PvP.
It's quick.
That block break is crazy. You don't see it coming.
I don't block break when I PvP. I just swing. I just go in there swinging like a wild man.
That's probably why you
Maybe
don't
this
like
is- this is
PvP,
why you
because you're
suck.
always on
Yeah,
your ass.
really.
Be careful. Be careful they don't nerf it. They'll make it like Whirling Dervish. Did they fix Whirling Dervish on the test where if you clip it, you don't get none
Yes.
of the other dots?
Yeah,
Now,
that makes it
they'll make
pointless.
one-handed
Oh.
like that.
Yeah, on
You'll
the
do
test
flurry
server,
slash
Whirling
and flip
Dervish
it,
is
no
now
damage.
useless.
Instead of just putting it back to how it used to be, they're gonna make it totally useless. No one's ever
Yeah.
gonna use it.
Yeah, it's useless.
Yeah.
If you clip the animation at all, you don't do any damage.
That's
You
the way
like
it needs to be.
Microsoft?
I'm not a big fan of the whole clipping thing.
And it's got a long animation, so that's, of course, nobody's going to use it.
Yeah, I didn't have a problem. I fought a guy that used Whirling Dervish against me this week, and I didn't have a problem with it. I just blocked and...
He
then,
fall down.
you know,
Oh yeah, they fall right down.
yeah, I didn't have
But
a
in
problem.
PvE, man, PvE Whirling Dervish is OP. I ran unpaid, and I used Whirling Dervish and Thorn Shield. I was DPSing, and those are the only 2 moves I used. Whirling Dervish, Thorn Shield over and over and over, and tap hold on the one-handed. Second place DPS. I didn't even lose by that much, and I used 2 moves.
Well,
I
Whirling
was like, they
Dervish
need to
might
nerf
be the
that.
only. Whirling Dervish might be the only move ever that's been nerfed because of solely PvE.
Yeah.
Well, they didn't even need to nerf it. They just needed to put it back to how it was. Only a few
Yeah.
powers it would benefit.
Yep.
Now they should just take it right out there. Don't even put it in there. Just
I don't
take
think
it out.
there's
if you're
any
gonna do
power
to
that
it.
Whirling Dervish couldn't have been used on. The problem with it was people were complaining because everybody wasn't super speed. That was everybody's issue. If it had the same Whirling Dervish on every single movement mode, then everybody would never said a word about it.
I guess you probably could clip it with something from every power. You could clip it with every weapon buff.
Whirling Dervish was clippable by any power.
Oh yeah, that's when it was broken right now, but it used
Yeah.
to not be.
Oh yeah, yeah.
They should just put it back like that.
Oh yeah.
I used to
And-
run with a tank that his main move was Whirling Dervish. I was like, oh god. So we
wasn't
stopped
even
running
good.
with him, and he got mad. He was like, why? I was like, you can't use Whirling Dervish in Fortress 2. You're not holding any aggro at all.
That's like the fire tanks you run with, and they're throwing fire bursts. Like, hey buddy,
You
what
throw,
are
hey
you doing?
Jay, do you throw fire burst?
Negative.
I don't believe you, Jay. I think you're doing it.
I think you're doing it. Whirling Dervish and fire burst.
Hey, check out my videos. You'll see I don't have that on my loadout.
I think he's lying. Those are all fake videos.
I was running with a troll the other day, and he kept spamming Photon Blast. I don't know what he was
Oh,
doing that
don't
for.
get caught. Here we go.
I
Oh,
was like, man, I was
that's
like,
a
you're
PvP
trolling.
thing.
Yeah.
They do that a lot in PvP. They're actually
Yeah,
crying for that to be.
PvP,
Oh, you're talking about PvE. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's...
oh, I never talk about PvP. You know, guys,
Oh,
that's dirty.
That will probably be
Amen.
Nerf.
He got that from PvP people doing it, but yeah, they're crying for a nerf on that.
It's not even that bad. I think that's in its perfect power range. Now, Snuff Out, on the other hand, is OP.
Well, It's not
Snuff
the
Out
power.
hit crazy hard. Snuff Out hit it for almost $6,000 when I was DPS
Well,
with it.
it's always hit hard. The problem was it had such a long animation time and they cut it down. Because I didn't like it when I was fire when I first started playing the game.
It's instant now, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like an instant channeling now. They made it like Final Ruin, but it always hit hard. Hell, back in the day when I first started, with no kind of statistics or gear at all, it still hit for like 2,500.
I think it hits too hard to be in line with the other 35%.
As long as he's under 35%, yeah.
Well, the problem with Photon Blast that they're complaining about, it isn't the damage under 35, it's the damage whenever you cast it. The other ones hit weak when they're above 35. Photon Blast, if I go into PvP, I can hit someone and I can do easily 1,500 to 2,000 damage a cast, which is more than any of my other moves. I can just sit there and spam it. So it's a move that's usable no matter what their life is, not just 35 and under, where the other ones really suck when it's above 35.
Yeah, like Impale and Thorns is terrible above 35.
Yeah, Photon you just throw whenever you want and you get free damage. It doesn't really have a limitation. It's just that much better under 35.
But if it's a 1 versus 1, you're gonna see it coming. You're gonna counter it.
Well, that's the problem. The home turf mod, you can't interrupt them and they gain that defense while casting it.
Yeah, that
becomes
home
invincibility.
Yeah,
Nerf it. And Gauss Grenade. Nerf them.
No.
Gauss Grenade needs a cooldown.
Gauss Grenade needs a half a second longer cast time, more like Napalm Grenade to balance it.
I think it needs a longer cooldown so you can't spam it as much, and I think the damage needs to split crazy.
Why? What's that going to benefit? Who's that going to benefit? Gauss Grenade is super fun to use. I mean,
I'm a gadget.
We're talking about fun now, Liam. Everything.
Oh, my goodness.
It's okay.
They need to nerf it. It's too OP. That's
Quantum
my new
for
complaint.
the win.
Welcome to the PlayStation 3 podcast.
I can't even complain about any powers. I'm playing Earth right now.
I'm complaining about them all.
So am I.
You're not going to complain about Earth anytime soon.
Earth, man.
Maybe in
Earth
PvP.
is OP.
Earth is not OP.
Yeah.
Jeez, crappy.
Maybe in PvP. That's about it.
They really screwed up my
All
second
the
roll.
tanks are pretty strong in PvP right now. I hate
That's
fighting
all
other
I'm saying.
tanks.
Yeah.
Tanks are freaking ridiculous.
Fighting another tank, it's going to be a 5-round draw.
Yeah.
It's terrible being a controller in PvP. You just have to constantly jump around and kite all these tanks chasing you down with blood in their eyes.
The problem
I do love seeing a controller in my lair battle.
Core strength made them OP. They got a little less damage in the DPS, but they got all the defense and protection.
Yep.
If you want to DPS in PvP, you be a tank.
Especially if you mod. If you get the mod where tanks, healers, and healers don't have that damage reduction, it's ridiculous.
Oh yeah.
That's what core strength is, dude.
Core strength just broke everything out.
Yeah.
The
scale is unbalanced. Nerf
let's
it
not
all.
forget your move right there, Kaiser. Your goddamn channeling move.
Oh, the photon, the empowered channeling made Photon Blast broken. Heck, if I see someone casting Fire Burst, I'll do it just because I know my defense goes up and I'm going to damage them back and they're hardly going to hit me for anything.
Well, I use it to back up a little from them and let them
I use it
there.
to shield from moves sometimes. Like, oh, big hit coming, Photon Blast.
They need to
Plus
nerf it
it's
quick.
Mm-hmm.
They better get on that nerf.
Oh, there's people
they could do it right while they're
there's
screwing up my thing.
The last time I checked, that thing was like 5 pages long.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of crying about it. It's going to get touched, regardless.
They're definitely going to address that.
Yeah, but see, what they're going to do is...
something legit they should fix. Not, this guy could clip the fan so quick it still does the damage, but you don't see the fan.
Here we go.
Seriously, why are you bitching about the fan?
You know what? You're right, Crappy. They need to fix it. They just need to remove the fan completely.
Yep, move it.
I agree with that. Remove the fan completely.
No way. Life's crippled now. T5.
Alright, why don't we just remove all our abilities, all the weapon attacks, we just punch with our fist for 1 damage.
They just need to leave the fan alone. It takes a good amount of time to be able to do it really efficient so you're getting the maximum damage out of it. And now that the people are really good at it who actually benefit by being able to do it really fast are suffering. That was like
the ones whose fingers are bleeding.
That was the difference between a good hard light DPS and just a random guy who was hard light. How fast you can do it. But now they're taking that away.
It's a bug.
We're going to call this segment the bitch set.
It's not even a real bad bug, though. Like Photon
Bitch
Blast,
fest.
spamming that in PvP, that's a bug. You know, me clipping the fan isn't a bug. That's just me learned how to use my power. And so
I never denied that. I spam Photon Blast a lot because they happen to be.
How much skill does it take for a tap hold Gauss grenade? Nerf.
Hey,
that does need to be.
All right. Hey,
that does need to be split. The damage.
I told you, Gadget is on my attack. I'm making
just
a 30
because when I DPS with
games,
Gadgets, when I throw a Gauss grenade and get 1,000 crit on a whole mob, does not mean it needs to be nerfed.
Yes, it does.
Gauss is fun. I mean, it's a core move for Gadgets. I mean, what are you going to have otherwise?
Fan is a core move for range DPS.
Then you're going to be using napalm grenade, you know, and then everybody will be like, oh, napalm grenade is the same thing. Oh, nerf it.
Voltaic Bolt was a core move of electric DPS, and look what they did to that.
Yeah.
All right, so how about this? How about your Gauss grenade? What if your Gauss grenade had a long cooldown on it, and you couldn't do it? You could do it every 3 spin chops, maybe.
But look, Gauss grenade is also a controller move to stun and debuff. Would you want to slow down your debuffs? I mean, would you want to say, oh no, I can't debuff that boss every 10 seconds
because
I got a 20-second cooldown.
We're fine.
Yeah.
Stasis field, we're fine.
Well, maybe it needs a 10-second cooldown.
Maybe so. Now you're gonna have to carry 2 debuffs for the same, same debuff on your bar.
The debate rages on.
You're gonna have to have 2 controllers, one with a heal debuff and another one with a defense debuff.
I was just talking about
It's gonna be all
now you're getting too crucial there.
It's gonna be all content in 2 weeks. It doesn't matter.
You're talking about nerfing it for DPS stance. I'm talking about how it's going to affect controlling as well. It's a core move. What's fan? Do the controllers use fan?
Fan is the most important range DPS move a hard light DPS has.
I know I understand the DPS standpoint of it, but everybody's talking about nerf it because of DPS. But what about those hard light controllers out there? I don't hear them.
You can combo into it, and it's a pull move. It can help pull aggro from a tank that's about to die. It can pull enemies across the room to help keep them together.
Yeah, it's a pull, but it's not a debuff.
They should just not nerf it.
It's a bug though. They're fixing fan. They
shouldn't be nerfing anything.
No, that's what I say. They should make other powers come up into line with those powers.
Okay, well, they better put the Voltaic Bolt back to where it was, so it doesn't split that damage like that.
This needs to be a section on our show from now on. A moment
that
with
power
Crappy.
Shouldn't split either.
A moment with Crappy.
That power.
Yeah, his hard light controller. How it should be the most powerful in the game.
Should be.
I
should give all 8 members power, or all 7 members.
If
power.
hard light DPS wasn't so strong, you might actually see some hard light controllers every now and then.
Yeah, I feel like that's really the only reason you ever see like a nerf happening to hard light. Everyone plays hard light DPS. Every raid I've been in, at least one hard light DPS.
Everybody sucks, though.
No variation.
Well, there's one major reason for that. Other power types, like ice is a really good DPS. If you got 2 ices, their circles are going to cancel each other out. You got 2 or 3 hard lights, they're all doing fan and they're all doing damage. There's no
cancellation. Yeah, they don't override each other.
Yeah, they have no weakness working with each other. You can't have 2 ices or 2 fires work as well together.
Yeah, they don't have any power reactions to cancel out or overwrite.
I think more people would troll with it too if it had a different power over time. I think that steers a lot of people away from it.
You can aim against a wall, or you can do
you just
recharge.
Clip it. Just do recharge.
Yeah, recharge to clip it. Yeah.
And the range, it doesn't have a range debuff,
But let's be honest though, if they
add a range debuff,
if they fixed it for trolling like that,
make the fan a range debuff.
You'd see nothing but hard light controllers because they'd want to be the strongest DPS, and then they're a competent troller on the side.
Hey, that's what Gadgets is right there. You could top the board with Gadgets almost all the time.
Not in T5. You tried, Rush.
Yeah,
T5 you're gonna get
murdered.
Gadgets, you get your hat handed to you.
Gadgets is a very melee, top. To top the scoreboard, you're gonna have to be pretty much melee DPS Gadgets. And that's not going to happen in T5.
Yeah. That's basically what light is too. If you're not close range with light, you really don't have anything.
Light's going to have a problem come T5.
As long as you have RAM and fan and whip, you can, but.
Well, you gotta be in a good close range to be doing the whip. And from what I've been seeing on these raids, if you're close enough to do whip,
you're gonna die.
dead.
Yeah.
You're done.
Honestly, though,
Gadgets is gonna drop big time with T5.
So is light. Nature, electricity, powers like that are gonna be good again. Electricity is gonna rock out.
Yep, electricity. You hear it from me right now. As a gadgets, I love running with electricity. I love it.
Well, electricity is gonna love running with quantum.
Oh,
I have a feeling, maybe.
Well,
if you do the polarized,
yeah. I'm polarization based.
Well, there you
on
go.
my tune. I even use the polarization consumables.
Spamming those consumables.
Yeah.
That needs to be
They're
nerfed.
expensive to make too. Those catalyst cores. Oh, come on. Crappy.
Nerf it all.
But hey, I hate to break it to you guys, but we're gonna have to wrap this up soon. We're running a little long, which there's no problem with that, but we're gonna have to wrap
always
it up.
running along.
Are you nerving us?
Hey, we're
He's
sorry.
I'm nerfing the
being nerfed.
podcast.
Come on, you can edit out a bunch of stuff, right?
The podcast is OP right now.
No, it isn't. It's all in your feed.
Yeah. Well, I'll finish that final conversation on one note. Devs need to fix the bug with the fan, except for Crappy. Crappy's fan needs to stay broken. Please make it happen, Devs. Just let Crappy Troller have his fan broken.
I was so mad, like, when I signed on to do some raids on that guy, and I saw how fucked up it was. I just switched right back over to my healer. I was like, not doing nothing. Fuck that.
I'm gonna quote Jay here. You won't quit playing. You're still gonna play no matter what they nerf you.
I got a healer. I really don't care now. If they nerf my nature healing, I would be so mad. And I know they're gonna do something to screw it up when they revamp nature and sorcery. I know they're gonna fuck it up.
I'm interested to see how that
it's
goes.
It's perfectly fine. Nature healing is perfectly fine.
I don't think they're going to touch the healing. I think they're going to touch what's been a problem since day one. The wolf.
The wolf
Lots
isn't
of
a
people
problem
always
because
cry
everybody
about the
lunges
wolf.
at you with triangle. All you have to do is lunge them with square. That's all people with the wolf do is hold triangle. Wolves are easy to kill.
Well, what they've been doing with transformations lately, like ice doesn't even go into the ice column for. I think they're going to do something to them.
Yeah, they're going to change the animation at least.
Oh yeah,
with nature healing,
I want to be able to have the effects of the bug, but not be the bug. You know, I want my extra bonus and stuff, and then I could spec into my other tree to get my +5 crit magnitude, and it's awesome.
I think on the next episode, we're just going to have a big segment on us arguing and debating on what was nerfed, and we'll just call it the boo-hoo episode or something, where we can all just get our frustrations out.
Let's do it.
Hey. You know, even if we do that segment, it's still going to keep coming back up in other podcasts. So why?
I know why dedicate one podcast? It's always
that's every MMO.
Yeah, that's
every single one of them.
True. That's true. All right, guys, we're going to wrap up the show right there. Once again, Liam, thanks for joining us. You're welcome to join us anytime you want.
I appreciate it. It was fun.
Yeah. Had fun.
Gotta represent the PC players.
Yeah. Had fun.
Yeah, I felt super alone.
Well, yeah, you were busy playing arenas. Thanks, Glenn.
You feel alone when you're playing PlayStation too, because you're always restarting.
Damn, that's sad.
All right.
Don't take Crappy seriously. He runs from lair battles.
Yeah.
Come on, this isn't bashing. This podcast is turning into bashing the co-host.
Hey, we can start bashing the host if you want.
What do you have to bash me about? Really?
I got to.
You would have
debuffed me. Where are yours?
Pulled out all your pets and spam photon blast at me. That's OP. That needs a nerf.
I promised not to spam photon.
And then I would have left before the first round, and then I would have let you beat me up and then leave right before the first round is over. Go, no box, fucker, haha.
I've lost control. I've lost all control.
You had control.
I don't think I ever had control.
Wow.
It was an illusion of control.
Yeah.
Yes.
You
All
guys,
right, that's
Congratulations. Welcome to reality.
you guys are funny, man. I'm telling you. Well, thanks guys again for joining us. I had a blast as usual. We're gonna tell everyone where you can find us. Starting with you, Glenn. Go ahead. Shameless plug. Are you there?
Shameless plug.
Yeah. Where can people find you? You know what I'm talking about.
What's your YouTube
All right.
channel?
All right. Well, you can find me for searching Alpha Testin without the G on YouTube. Should be the first one to pop up. Well, I got a whole bunch of DCUO videos, and I'm branching out a little bit, starting to, hopefully.
What about you, Jay?
You can find me on YouTube at XJman4X.
You know, we're going to do this every episode, so just get used to it. You guys are acting like you don't know what I'm talking about.
You just need to put it in the video, put it in the annotation, and people could click on
Okay,
it.
fine. I'll start doing that.
You should,
I
actually.
like to give myself
Then
a
we
shameless
could just
plug.
end.
What
You
about
could
you,
find me at
Crappy?
smallagemail.com.
Episode 4.
What about you, Crappy? Where can they find you? On the bitch section of the forums?
smallagemail.com.
Just kidding. Just joking. You're my favorite healer. You know that. Well, second
I'm
favorite
in the
healer.
troll
Life
forum.
Stealer is my favorite healer. I have to say that he's the league leader. So, where can they find you?
You can find me at Crappy Heels.
I think Crappy might be done with us. I don't know.
Crappy
Yep.
Heels.
Next week, it's like Crappy Heels couldn't join us today. He was pissed off at all of us.
Protesting. He deleted his Skype account.
Nerf thing.
He's boycotting the DCUO project now.
What God?
He nerfed the DCO project.
Nice.
So Kaiser and Ninja, you guys have not started your YouTube.
Oh, I've
You guys
got
have
mine up.
Oh, okay.
Kaiser's is up. Mine's just still hidden behind the mist.
The
That
mist.
is the YouTube
Yeah.
channel.
Yeah, if they want to find me, it's just Kaiser0777, all one word. I'll also be on the forums getting Crappy's Hard Light fan nerfed further.
I'll
They're
plus
just
one.
going to take the fan out by the time it's done.
What about you, Lee?
Trust
You
me,
got
Hard
a-
Light won't exist by the time I'm done.
What about you, Liam? You got a Twitter or you got a YouTube thing?
No, I'm stuck on a rock. I'll just be representing everybody on the PC villain side.
You're stuck on a
Represent-
rock.
Stuck under a rock. Representing Dark Sanctum on the PC villain side. That's me.
You've got your privacy. You like it that way.
Yeah, I don't.
See, Glenn, he wants to get out there. He wants to be famous in the DCO community.
More power to him.
You should get a PlayStation 3 then.
Nah, screw that. Well, I have one, but I'm not gonna play DCUO on it.
Why not?
Don't play DC on the PS3 if you have a PC. No way.
I'll play
Look,
on
Oh, thanks a lot, Crappy.
How about
Thanks for the.
Look, Glenn, we'll make you a deal. You download DC, and as soon as you get off that Brainiac ship at level 3, we'll walk you into tier 5.
Yeah.
All right, how about this one? If you can beat me in PlayStation All Stars, then I'll play.
Oh, wait a minute. Is that...
Uh-oh.
I like
Oh,
did it?
Smash Brothers. I could pick that up really
Does
quick.
this
heard
have a
it here
spectator
first.
mode?
I might take you up on
That's
that.
a challenge.
You with this. I might take you up on that.
We may have to keep everybody up to date on that challenge right
Come on, it's free to play.
there.
Oh, really?
What?
No,
What's free to play?
DC's free to play. Just download it.
Yeah.
I was gonna say like PlayStation All Stars. No, that's a console game, bro.
All right. Well, we're gonna wrap it up there. We could go on forever, but we're not going to.
What?
Quantum for the win.
Really?
Yep.
Why can't we go on forever?
I don't know.
It's no fun.
We can keep
How
talking.
about you?
You nerfed her forever.
Well, anyway, you can, anybody that maybe wants to be a guest on the show, you have any questions, comments, send an email to the DCUO project at gmail.com. You can check out my YouTube channel. It's just search, Count Chocula. You'll be able to find my videos pretty easily. So anyway, thanks for, joining us guys. And, until next time, we will talk to you later.
Peace.
Bye.
Have a question or comment about the podcast? Maybe you'd like to be a guest on the show. Please drop us a line at thedcuoproject@gmail.com. We're always happy to hear from you. And thanks for listening.